This retired Marine Corps veteran was intentionally blocked by the police force before he had a chance to handle the situation. The officer on the other side ordered him to lie prone on the ground and spread his arms wide. The two uncontrollable police officers proceeded to search the backpack. They discovered a sum of cash in the bag of the former soldier Terry. Terry tried to explain that his money was legal, not related to a legal substance business, and he was using it to post bail for his cousin. In the face of a variety of questions from the police, Terry persistently answered every question. As a result, the two officers still declared that the money would be confiscated immediately. However, Terry needed to get to the court before 5 p.m. Only then could he help his cousin get temporarily released. He clearly presented that the money came from selling a car and stocks at a restaurant, totaling only $36,000, and if suspicious, they could verify his account. But the police force threatened him that he would receive a notice by mail that he was being prosecuted for this money, because they believed it was money from drug trafficking. They would pursue Terry with an arrest warrant to imprison him. No matter how mild-mannered Terry was, he could not accept such injustice. He went to the courthouse to consult with the court clerk, Summer. She explained that this practice is called civil asset forfeiture, aimed at helping federal agents crack down on drug cartels. As long as there is suspicion, they can seize without involving any criminal charges. The police chief even has the right to keep the confiscated money to spend as he wishes. Even if Terry sues in court, it would take more than half a year, and he would have to spend double the amount on a lawyer. Everything seemed to have fallen into a deadlock, but posting bail for his cousin needed to be done as quickly as possible. Terry's cousin is Mike, who was arrested for possessing illegal substances at a minor level. Before that, Mike had also served as a witness supporting a murder case. The prisoner whom Mike helped convict is a high-level gang leader. If he is now transferred to the state prison, he will face horrific revenge. This is the reason why Terry wanted to post bail for Mike. The transfer schedule is set for Thursday, so Terry still has some time to prepare the money. The bail amount is about $10,000 US dollars. After that, Terry contacted the owner Lou of the Chinese restaurant. He wanted to borrow $10,000 temporarily to resolve his urgent need. He is a cheerful person who agreed to help immediately. At this time, Terry had not yet realized that he was the center of a conspiracy. Early the next morning, he went to the Shelby Springs police station to report. The female officer Jessica helped him very enthusiastically. However, one of the two police officers who robbed the money, Lon, suddenly appeared to cause obstruction. At that moment, Police Chief Sandy was also present. He informed him that he was the target of a legal roadblock and evading arrest. After that, Sandy flipped Terry's phone and required him to turn off the recording app, leave the place, otherwise he would be charged with serious crimes. Terry finally realized that all the staff at the police station were a corrupt bunch. Terry could only give up his rights. He said he just wanted to get back $10,000 to post bail for his cousin. The remaining money could be considered a special fee for the police chief. Upon hearing that, Sandy's face slightly changed. He required Terry to come at 9 a.m. on Monday. Then he could meet his cousin again. Terry now had no money left, so he could only pitch a tent to sleep overnight in the forest. Waiting until Monday, he immediately went to the police station. Just 3 minutes late, the prisoner transport bus had departed. Terry hurriedly pedaled his bike toward the road to chase after it. Fortunately, he caught up in time and saw Mike through the window, then told Mike that he must file for protection. Mike did not know how dangerous his situation was. He even thought he would be released soon. Soon, trouble also arose from the owner Lou. He said there were 6 officers with an on-site search warrant, and they ransacked the restaurant safe. They even brought drug-sniffing dogs to search for drugs. Terry's statement at the police station involved the restaurant, so it caused trouble for the owner Lou. Therefore, he could not lend him the money yet. In despair, Terry had to turn to Summer for help. But she was also hesitant because this police group is a dangerous organization. She wanted to keep her job position stable, so she could not support Terry. Terry was so worried and angry that he slammed the door. Unexpectedly, Summer chased after him. It turned out she was just acting to avoid being followed. During this time, she discovered many cases with extremely large bail amounts, but all cases were delayed. This situation is very unusual. Those who committed minor crimes should not be detained in the jail for so long. Summer would give Terry some files after work hours, but that was all she could do. After all, Summer still has a daughter, so she cannot lose this job. Besides investigating the content inside, Terry needed to gather $10,000 US dollars as soon as possible. At the same time, Sandy was checking Terry's discharge information. He discovered that he mainly served as a McMap instructor. No one at the police station knew what this meant, but one of them showed that Terry had never been deployed overseas. In other words, he had no real battlefield experience. Sandy breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this. It turned out he was just a weakling. Just as he finished speaking, Terry appeared at the police station door. saying that his previous offer was still valid. But Sandy appeared very arrogant, saying not to stand in front of the police station demanding. Now he would not return a single penny of that money. At this time, Jessica had found out the meaning of MCMAP. It is known as the Marine Corps Martial Arts Program. This system combines unarmed or close combat skills, and Terry is the jiu-jitsu instructor of the 6th Marine Regiment. The officer Lon, upon hearing that, hurriedly called the police chief back. He wanted to act, but Terry quickly grabbed the opponent's gun and pushed him to take the opportunity to knock down the officer Lon. Terry easily removed the magazine from his pistol. After that, he took the police chief hostage and entered the police station. It could be seen from the task list on the wall that there was someone in the police station. Terry then required the hidden female officer to come out quickly and ordered her to put her weapon on the ground, then handcuff the police chief and Lon. Next, Terry required the female officer to open the property storage room. He saw that the cash and weapons at the police station seemed excessively abundant beyond what was necessary. Next was the issue of leaving. Outside, the patrol team had returned. Everyone was gathering outside the police station and ready in position. Terry did not want to cause an unnecessary shootout. He emptied all the bullets to show sincerity and hoped the female officer could cooperate with his actions. The female officer was smart, pretended to escort Terry from the main door to the police car. Waiting until they reached a safe place, Terry returned the female officer's pistol. Of course, he had removed all the bullets beforehand. Terry then required Jessica to get in the car, but he would take the keys to a kilometer ahead. After that, he went to the court to immediately post $10,000 and complete the bail procedures. Summer also proactively helped him get the signature beforehand. Terry anxiously stared at the door. The bail paperwork had to be completed before the police arrived. Now his plan was to go into the very prison where Mike was being held. Right after that, the police arrived, shot Terry with a taser, and subdued him. After waking up, he was sitting in the police car. The old police chief asked him what he had seen when in the storage. The answer was, a lot of cash and enough weapons for a rifle platoon. Sandy gave many reasons to try to rationalize the things in that police storage. He said there was pressure from superiors to implement police reform, but they did not want to invest, so the department had to self-fund. The police chief made money by selling weapons to other police departments and gradually developed into a growing industry recently. Now Sandy had told Terry about these violations as if wanting to carry out the initial agreement. Then they stopped at Samaritan Hospital, because as soon as the bail procedures were completed, Mike had been stabbed in prison. He would be sent here for medical treatment. At this time, Sandy gave Terry two choices. First, take all the money and leave silently, or be sentenced to more than 30 years in prison. If Terry was willing to cooperate, he could go get the car that Sandy had bought as compensation. Finally, Terry agreed to the deal. Right after that, the prison helicopter arrived here. However, poor Mike did not survive resuscitation. His cousin's death made Terry lose all will to fight. After receiving the news, Summer came to meet him. She brought the documents she had collected, seeing dozens of cases similar to Mike's. The police targeted prisoners eligible for bail with high bail amounts, but no cases were released immediately. They had to wait 90 days to be charged. Terry interrupted Summer. He did not know about the greed in this town. He just wanted to bail out Mike, but now it was too late. The two of them had stepped out of the Aurora town border while talking. A police car following behind finally turned around and left. Terry was still grateful for Summer's help, so he took her phone number. After that, he went to get the car as agreed. When Summer was sleeping, she suddenly saw a crowd outside the door. After all the intruders had left, she stepped into the bathroom and saw a syringe, and on her arm there was also a new injection mark. When Summer was confused, she saw the police label on the refrigerator. She immediately called Terry to tell him about her trouble. Terry broke into a sweat and turned back right after receiving the call. At this time, Summer was soaking in cold water. She did not want to go to the hospital for a checkup because injecting drugs would be recorded in the medical file. This would lead to her losing custody of her daughter. Her lawyer's license would also be revoked. And Summer could not let her ex-husband find anything advantageous to gain custody. She decided to adjust the issue, return to work as if nothing happened. But the judge had received the report. He immediately decided to have Summer take a urine test. She hid in the bathroom, unable to hold back tears. Summer had never felt so helpless. At the same time, Terry was being unexpectedly followed by a police car and signaled to stop. Then two more police cars approached. Terry had noticed that all the warning lights on the police cars were off and said he would not return to this town anymore. But Lon saw that he seemed to like meddling in Summer's affairs, so he warned that dozens of witnesses had seen him storm into the station. Even his fingerprints were all over the property room, so they could arrest him at any time. After saying that, Lon fired a shot at Terry. Of course, taking his life was not easy at all. Lon was even tasered by Terry until he fainted. Without much time, Terry had to quickly get in the car and flee. Bullets from the other two police officers flew like raindrops. After escaping them, he drove the car down under a bridge. After that, Terry received a call from Summer. She said the police had also come and required her to leave this town. So Terry left Summer an address, which was the Chinese restaurant of the owner Lou. When the two met, Terry was being bandaged by him for the bullet wound. He used to be a field medic, so this was not too difficult. After that, Terry suggested Summer tell him more about the police in that town, because they were hiding something, so they did not hunt him down in a big way. Now the police were getting stronger, but Terry would never continue to be a coward. He wanted to take down these police guys with his own hands to avenge Mike. Judging from the information obtained by Summer, Sandy was clearly controlling the prisoner system. He would use every trick to get double the bail amount. After that, Terry left an account for the owner Lou and left. The court staff who had previously warned Summer to leave the town was her old friend. Terry felt the other party might have some clues, so the two went to find him. Elliot was afraid of involvement, so he did not dare to speak clearly. He hinted about the settlement case in Shelby Springs town. It was a settlement to put pressure on the police side, causing everything to be turned upside down. To learn more, they had to ask the judge. So the two sneaked into his house to ask about what happened at that time. The judge said that year the police chief was named for causing a wrongful death. The compensation nearly bankrupted the whole town. From then on, Sandy's department was considered unsalvageable. Under pressure from superiors, he thought of every way to make money for reform, and the money Sandy collected was mostly for long-term debt, salaries, and community projects. The reason those bail cases had to wait 90 days was related to the SD cards at the court. All the settlement dashcam videos were stored there. These videos would be deleted when the 90 days arrived. During this time, the police had arranged to add charges to the prisoners. Therefore, Terry really wanted to know what was in his cousin Mike's video. After that, he and Summer went to the storage room in the basement of the building. At that moment, some voices sounded not far away. Then the two suddenly smelled gasoline in the tunnel. The next second, the flames had started to spread. Someone wanted to completely destroy the evidence. Summer used water to temporarily extinguish the fire to prevent it from spreading, then quickly went to the storage room to find the SD card. After Summer found Mike's SD card, she quickly left there. But Summer suddenly required Terry to start the car first, while she had to go back to the office to get some samples. It turned out what Summer wanted to get was her urine sample. But before she could leave, she was discovered. Terry was hiding in the car and observing when unexpectedly some people were taking Summer away. He immediately started the car and followed them, taking her to a warehouse where a police car was waiting there. When the group continued to take Summer away, Terry drove straight into the police officer in front, then dragged him out of the car and handcuffed him. After that was the interrogation about where Summer would be taken. Unfortunately, the guy did not understand Terry's warning. He had to use his phone to contact the superior and say he had an SD card evidence in hand. If Summer had any problem, he would immediately expose the content inside. Hearing that, the guy on the other end arranged to meet Terry at Rebel Ridge at dawn. The next day, some police brought Summer to a remote place. In addition, there were many other police hiding not far away, but Terry did not appear at all. Then he called the police chief about him not complying with the agreement. While the two were talking, a police car had found Terry's car, but when breaking the door and stepping in, the person inside was a police officer. At the same time, Terry was behind the police station, accelerating to successfully break through a wall. Sandy immediately called Lon to quickly bring people back to headquarters. At this exact moment, Terry used a gun loaded with beanbag rounds to take him down. It would not injure him, but only make him writhe in pain. Terry knew Jessica had another name and was also Summer's good friend, so he gave her the SD card number to inform that. Right after that, the entire police force had returned. Terry had put on body armor and prepared to face the enemy, then poured pine tar on a pile of money. Unexpectedly, at this time, Jessica suddenly pointed her gun at Terry and informed Lon that the suspect had been successfully captured. Then she forced Terry to step outside, after that handed all the SD cards to Lon for him to crush on the ground. He also declared that Summer had overdosed on drugs and was unconscious. At this time, a disagreement occurred within the police force. Officer Marston thought that now they just needed to hold Terry, then take Summer to the emergency room and be done, but Lon insisted on killing Terry, so he refused. At the moment the two were arguing, Sandy shot straight into Marston's leg. After that, he reassured everyone to calm down. Terry took advantage of this moment to grab the tool bag and pull Marston to hide behind the car. After that, he threw out some flashbangs, making the police seek cover. Not stopping there, he also fired a series of smoke bombs to not reveal his position. He would fight without using guns. One guy who approached was thrown a gun at and had his arm broken. He only used martial arts to deal with the police. Terry was like a ghost grabbing Lon. then punching him in the face to vent all hatred. Terry then got into the police car holding Summer. He immediately activated the warning lights to turn on the car camera. After that, he hit the gas and drove toward Marston, then carefully dripped naloxone into Summer's nose to keep her safe. After that, pulled Marston into the car and fled. Unexpectedly, Lon was holding a gun waiting ahead, but the gun jammed, so Terry subdued him and accelerated. At this moment, Summer vaguely woke up and pushed his head out of the car. The police chief on this side quickly led people to chase Terry. Because the rear tire was shot, they could not go too far. The 3 people in the car determined they would die. At the critical moment, Jessica had an awakening, rammed Sandy's car, and contacted the escort police to stall for time for Terry. At least now they would not die in the car. Finally, the police chief was arrested by the state police. Summer and Marston were taken to the hospital. After that, Terry removed the car camera, hugging it tightly like evidence. And that's a wrap on the movie. Thanks for tuning in, guys.